Welcome along to episode 767 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. Coming up on the show this week, Marty Wilde chats about his latest single and his tour to celebrate his 85th birthday. Sally Woods from Compton Care let us know about the Compton 10K and a brilliant way of fundraising. We're joined by Sandeep Mahal of the Royal Shakespeare Company to let us know about the National Lottery Open Week. We're finding out about the Swimathon from Duncan Goodhew and how you could get involved. Plus, we're having a natter with Henry Normal and Brian Bilson all about their gig on Friday the 8th of March at the Wolfram in the Halls in Wolverhampton. That's all on the way on the show this week.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Now, there's something going on at the Halls in Wolverhampton on Friday, the 8th of March. I'm not entirely sure what it is yet. Hopefully, by the time I've had a chat with Henry Norman and Brian Bilson, we'll know. Hello to you both.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Jason.
Hi. So, first of all, who's going to take the lead on this one? What's going on and what on earth are you up to?
Brian, you tell him. You're nearer.
Oh, what are we up to? Well, I suppose we're doing nothing more complicated than reading poems interspersed with bad jokes. That's how I would characterise the evening.
The bad jokes are the important part, though.
Yeah, it's better that way around than bad poems and good jokes, I think.
I think that is essential. And Henry, I mean, are you a seasoned poetry reader? Is this something you do for both pleasure and professional work?
Do you know, I've been writing poems since I was 14, and I love writing. I'd write the poems even if nobody else was listening, to be honest with you. But for my sanity, it's nice to actually be able to read them to other people. And it's been great. We've been touring, Brian and I, so far, and it's just been fantastic. So I'm looking forward to. I don't think I can't ever remember doing a gig in Wolverhampton. So I'm a Wolverhampton virgin.
It's going to be a great gig. And I mean, Brian, with your poetry work, I mean, what inspired you to begin with?
It's when I joined Twitter, and I was sort of writing these jokes, and then I realised actually that if I sort of inserted some cunning line breaks, those jokes then became something far more kind of profound and interesting as a poem. And so I kind of got big that way. But I've come to this relatively late in my life. I'm not saying I'm 95 now, but
you're certainly not as old as Henry either.
No, that's right. He's very much a grandfather to me on this tour. But I did used to have another life and another career. I used to actually get paid money for what I did, and so this is like a midlife crisis for me.
and why not share that with other people in verse and jokes? I think that sounds like a brilliant way of doing it.
Exactly. If I can, just kind of show my public breakdown to everybody on stage, that's just a great way of doing things.
I think sharing is caring, and hopefully they will. But again, Henry, I mean, this is a world of poetry, and poetry fits into many genres that sometimes they don't even make sense. I mean, what type of poem are you aiming for?
Well, we like to be accessible. We're part of the advertising for the tour has been that it's poetry to be enjoyed, not endured. So we try and keep it accessible, and because you're only hearing it the once. We don't tend to get an encore, but you're hearing it the once. So you've got to understand it, and obviously it's nice if you laugh in the right places.
Maybe audience notes just in case. No, you'll be fine. It'll be absolutely amazing. But how does it work though with the two of you? Because you're two separately billed poets, really, aren't you?
Well, generally we keep ourselves to ourselves.
Brian's more separate than I am, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no, we take a half each really, so we both do our own thing, which I think kind of complements each other very nicely. And we take it in turns from, it's quite a long tour. We're doing, how many dates is it? 26 dates. So one night Henry will go on first, and the following night I'll go on first, and we'll mix it up a bit, and we change what we do in the course of the tour too, in terms of the poems that we're reading. So
basically, you're trying to say, come along to the Wolfram at the Halls in Wolverhampton, and then maybe go to another event and see something which is at least 75% different.
Just follow us around on the tour. We've got a couple of spaces in the van, so we'll be okay.
Yeah, you could come to every date. That will be. Mind you, some of them are sold out, so you won't be able to get to them. But I think that'd be nice because there's everyone's different. There's nuances, and we talk to the crowd, and sometimes they talk back to us. The thing is, you see, if you're doing it every night and it's parrot fashion, you get bored with yourself. So it's nice to mix it up a little bit, and we don't want to become tribute bands to ourselves.
That would be probably slightly awkward, particularly with Brian's choice of T-shirts. So you've got a show which is going on the road and playing at a very rock and roll venue in the Wolf Run. Is it so? Would you build this as kind of rock and roll poetry?
There are sort of similarities between putting a poetry set together and a kind of band set together. You got to do your hit singles. You got to try out one or two new things. You got to interact with a crowd. So I mean, I do very much see myself as a sort of poetry rock and roll style. I'm sure Henry does too.
Well, I'm a little bit older than Brian, so I'm more poetry skiffle.
Okay, when the washboard comes out, we know that you're going to launch into verse, which is what we're looking forward to. I'm going to ask each of you to give me a 30-second summary of the show to see how in verse, if possible. And we'll go first with you, Henry.
Well, you see, I'm going to do blank verse because I've not got my rhyming head on. I'm a bit like Wurzel Gummidge in that respect. So what the show? Well, it's going to be funny. It's going to be moving. You're going to have all the emotions. Be a roller coaster of emotions, and you're going to go out wanting, just begging us to sell you a book.
That sounds like a good start, Brian. Your turn. Impress.
Okay, I'll attempt a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. Please all come along to see us in Wolverhampton on Friday. Will that do?
I think that works. I'm convinced. That sounds like it's going to be a good one. Have a brilliant time with the gig. I dread to think what's on the rider for a poetry night. I mean, whether you've got a thesaurus or just some puppies that are required to help you build up what is needed to get you in the mood for the show, we shall have to see. But tickets via the Hall's website, give it a search. You're looking for Henry Normal and Brian Bilson, and having a great time with words, and they know how to use them on stage. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
The Compton 10K is taking place on Sunday, the 24th of March, a time to get out on the streets and raise some funds for other most worthwhile of causes. To tell us more, I'm joined now by Sally Woods. Hello.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well.
This is the first time we've spoken this year, I think, because there's lots of events to come, but
yes,
we haven't started on it until now, and this is one of the big ones in the calendar, isn't it?
It is. It's our first one of the year, really, and it's a biggie not only for Compton Care but for Wolverhampton as well.
So it is the 10K. Where's it start from? Where's it going to? And what actually happens?
It's starting at 9 a.m. on Sunday, the 24th of March, from the Golden Palace, the Molyneux. And there's a route that goes right through Wolverhampton and comes back via West Park, and the runners will finish at the Molyneux. I think the final lap is actually around the stadium, around the football pitch.
Yeah, around the track. Yeah,
around the track. Yes. So start and finish at the Molyneux.
That sounds good to me, and a good chance to see Molyneux in its empty capacity, which is really weird. That's one of those things you don't see very often. So that's
no, you don't.
That's worth it for doing it for that. And let's say the 10K, a nice achievable distance for your average runner there.
For your average runner, it's an achievable distance. Some people will have done lots of training, and some people use the 10K as a training run for a half marathon or the marathon. But for your average runner, it's a nice distance. It's a nice, fairly flat course. And there will be hundreds and hundreds of other people doing it all at the same time as you do.
And you also get things like chip-timed results, the post-race goodies, all that sort of stuff. There's themed medals. Now, everyone likes a themed medal when they've done one of these, don't they?
They do indeed. Everybody loves a medal to let everybody know what they've done. But yeah, chip-timed results, themed medals, finish line photographs. Compton's mascot Custard the Bear will be there to present you with your medal.
That's good.
So what's not to like?
It all sounds absolutely fantastic to me. And I'm not a runner, so won't be taking part, but many people are. And as you say, this it could be a forerunner to something else. It could be the absolute pinnacle of what someone's able to do. But whatever happens, you've got the Compton cheering squad to keep the atmosphere light too.
Yeah, Compton and the team will be at the Molineux to see everybody off, and we've got cheer squads in West Park. We've got a cheer squad out on the course near to Aldersley Stadium. So wherever you are running, somebody will be cheering you along. Hopefully the weather will be okay. I believe it wasn't last year, but the weather will be okay, and people living in the areas around the route will come out in force and cheer everybody on as well.
Absolutely, a chance for the whole city to come together as some of our members of the community go out there and do their thing. Everyone else, if it's not for you, the running's not for you, you can sponsor, you can cheer, and you can be part of the event that way.
Absolutely, yeah. The more people that come out and cheer people on, because it's a big challenge to take on, and if somebody's cheering you on and shouting "well done," that really spurs you on.
So for that one, the details are online at comptoncare.org.uk/wolves10k with the number 10 in there. But there's loads of other things coming up this year. Give us a little flavour of what else we can expect.
Yeah, I mean, if running is not your thing, and we appreciate that it isn't, our next big event after that is our Round the Wrekin cycle event, and that's on Sunday, the 19th of May. For the cyclists amongst you, we have 3 new routes this year, 3 new exciting routes, and they're suitable for all ages and for all abilities, and suitable for families as well. We really hope to get families involved in this event. So it doesn't matter whether you're a seasoned cyclist that goes out and does 100 miles every week on your bike, or whether you go out with your family and you go around your local park. There's something for everybody. So if running's not your bag, perhaps cycling is.
Could well be, and it's always good for that the event itself, and something where people can again come together and really sort of enjoy something just a little bit different.
Something a little bit different. They can enjoy the great outdoors, spend time with family and friends, and at the same time, they're raising much needed funds for Compton Care.
So after that, is there a memory walk on the way later on in the year?
Memory Walk will be on later this year. We haven't finalised any plans for it as yet. It will be different. We do know that to previous Memory Walks, but obviously as soon as we've got details of that and dates and times and how people can get involved, we'll let you know, Jason, and it'll all be on our website.
We'll look forward to that and seeing what's going on there. But of course, you can get in touch with Compton throughout the year. There's all sorts of ways you can get involved, whether it be shopping in one of the charity shops, joining the lottery, or just popping along for something yummy and crumbles. There's all sorts of great ways of getting involved. And Custard probably out and about throughout the year as well. Look out for them, yeah?
Yeah, Custard is actually out this afternoon. He's at a local school, visiting some school children. But yeah, if you do see him out and about, please give him a wave, and please check out our website or our social media pages and find out what we're doing and how you can get involved and support Compton.
Yeah, search for Compton Care on the socials, comptoncare.org.uk on online, and become part of all the great work that's been done to help so many in our community who actually use inpatient and outpatient care, and all the other things that happen as part of just looking after our city and beyond. Compton doing it all for so many years now.
Yeah, for many years, and reaching more people than ever out in their own homes, in care homes, and in our inpatient unit. And we can only be there for another 40 years and more, because our local communities are so good at supporting us. And we really hope that for the Wolves 10K, for our first event of the year, that they'll come out in their numbers and support us as they've done in the past.
Fingers crossed. Should be absolutely amazing. Sally Woods, thanks as ever for joining us.
Thank you for your time, Jason. Have a great day.
with a new single and a celebration of his 8 decades in the world of music. Marty Wilde is off on tour as well, and he joins me now to tell me all of what is going on. Hello, sir.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm got a very hectic day today, but a very enjoyable one, I must say.
Now, this being your 85th birthday year, you'd hope you'd be allowed a little bit of time off, but you're not giving yourself any let up at all. Music, a tour, and you've just got back from the dog groom, has taken your pet out to have its hair looked after. So it is manic.
It is. Yeah, it is. But it's all part of life's rich pattern, and I mean, I love this. I love what I do. I love being on the road, and I enjoy very much. It's my lifeblood is music, and also being able to perform. So I'm a very lucky guy, especially at my age, to still be wanted. Because most people, they throw you out on the old tip when you get to a certain point. So I'm one of the lucky ones.
Well, yeah, certainly releasing music even now. And on the 19th of April, we see Two Eyes Streaming as your latest musical release. And tell us a bit about the single.
Well, it's a song which is about a child that's missing his father, or it can be anyone actually. It could be a woman missing a husband, but it's about someone that has to go away. And a lot of people do. People forget, I suppose. We don't. If we do our jobs, we don't often think of people that have to go away for months on end sometimes. And during the war, my father had to go away, and Mum and I had to try and follow him as best as we could. But it was difficult, and I missed growing up with my father in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think many children do as well, particularly all over the world, not just here in this country. But the song is about someone that's away, and he's saying he's going to go away, and he's saying to the child or to the lady, to his wife, "I'll be back, and I'll be sending you letters, and I'll be home soon, and everything will be right again," which is, it's almost like We'll Meet Again by Vera Lynn, but in a much more modern approach.
And the pleasure of being able to play that when you're out on tour, because it will be greatest hits and a chance to enjoy the likes of, I don't know, Teenager in Love, or taking us back through the early days and into the more recent tracks as well. Because, I mean, you've been producing music for so long. I mean, you must have trouble trying to choose what tracks to do as part of a greatest hits tour.
Well, so yeah, sometimes we do actually, because people do what they do want to hear your hits. There's no question about that. And sometimes it gets difficult. There's only one song I have difficulty with, because your voice changes as you get older. It gets slightly lower. You can't reach quite the high notes you used to. And so most of my songs I sing in the original keys. The only one that I find difficult is Sea of Love, which is a beautiful song, but it's quite high the way I originally did it. I wish I'd actually sung it a slightly lower key, but there again, it works in those days. So, but other than that, it's a pleasure, and also it's a pleasure to keep. My job is to keep people happy, get their minds off of what's going on around them. If they're having a hard time or they've had a long day or whatever. So that's my job. Make them happy that time they're in the theatre, and so my show is geared that way. It's like it's just looking back at the past, laughing at myself really, and talking about age and God knows all sorts of things like that. But it's a show I love to do, and the audiences so far have been really great and really kind to me.
Well, yep, it's only to be expected, because they will be there appreciating the music that they've grown up with, and their families have grown up with too. And I think that's part of it. And being a part of a musical family, I know I think you did some work with your son probably about 10, 15 years ago on one of your albums, which we spoke about way back then. But it's great to have that sort of input from the whole clan.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, Ricky's always, Rick and I written many hits together. So yeah, and that's great. And also I have a grandson who's in a group called Wonder Horse, and they're going out on tour this year. They've toured before, but they're doing extremely well. It's a name to remember. Wonder Horse. They are doing well. They've got a huge following, and it's one of those young bands that are just coming through. So I'll be, and as I say, it's a grandson, so I'm very proud of him, and look forward to seeing him to have chart success as well.
But not really appropriate for support for this tour, though.
No. He's good, but no, he's I'm one of the old ones. He's one of the. No, the new styles are a lot different to my music, but I'm tame now compared to some of the younger ones. But
yeah, but you were one of the young ones back then, and causing a bit of a stir in exactly the same way as I'm sure Wonder Horse are doing now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, I mean, we used to get big crowds and screaming girls and all that. It was a lovely time to live in the rock and roll age. Was an incredible time. It was I always say it was. Many people say that their early years were the best, but I think rock and roll it was hard to beat that time. It was such an exciting time. Rock and roll came in, changed the style of music, format of music in many ways, and it's still, I think rock and roll still has that little influence on many of the tracks that you hear today. So it was great to be part of it when I was young. Great to be.
Absolutely. And obviously we've glossed over Kim's career as well, which is obviously another one of the family. And again, it's all things that make you proud as a parent.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I'm very proud of Kimmy. I mean, I'm proud of Kim more as I know it sounds strange, I mean, not strange, but I'm more proud of the fact of the person that she is. She's a lovely lady, and she's not, she's kept her feet on the ground. She loves meeting people. She's great with people, and she does great shows. She's doing a hell of a lot of work, always and always. I think she's off at the moment, in actual fact, but she just come back she was in Paris a couple of weeks ago. They were doing shows in France and Holland, Belgium, Germany, all over the place. And I'm very proud of her. She's a great, great girl.
So you're out on tour. You've got all sorts of venues throughout the Midlands. Brierley Hill Civic Hall in Brierley Hill on 24th of March. Then you're just up the road in Stafford at the Gatehouse on the 30th of May. Plenty of other gigs around and about as well. And I think the venues are chosen to be sort of have a theatrical feel to them across the board pretty much. There's that sort of show whereby it is part of it to see in wonderful surroundings.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and also it's just great to travel. I love to travel. I love meeting people from. I love dialects. I love different dialects. I mean, I'm a Londoner, although the accent doesn't really sound like it, maybe, but I am a Londoner. But I love to hear, dialects for wherever I go, and they're all vary. That's slightly, and I think it's essential to have a dialect. I think it's wonderful to have a little edge to your voice, which where somebody comes from. It's something to feel proud of.
Well, so you're going to be doing that when you have played the Blackheath Halls, because that's your hometown gig, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'm a bit apprehensive, but on the other hand, I can't wait to get there. I want to do a great show that night, very much so. Obviously, I love the area. The area is always very special to me. I was born there, just off of Blackheath, and in a nursing home in 1939. So it's going to have a lot of memories for me up in that area.
Absolutely. Well, there's touring all over. We're looking forward to seeing you in the Midlands. Brierley Hill and Stafford Gatehouse, the two places we can find you. MartyWilde.com is where we can pick up tickets and, of course, see the rest of the musical offerings we have on there. And I think it's about 5 years since the release of the most recent Best Of album, and that did magical things in the charts. So we know this tour is going to be very well received.
Well, I hope so. It's a song I enjoyed writing. I mean, I love writing songs, but I enjoy this one immensely. So I hope the public enjoy it anyway. That's the important thing.
It's all part of an EP. The release date is the 19th of April. The tour is on the way too. 2 Eyes streaming is what you're looking for there. Listen to the words, I urge you, as we play it now. Marty Wilde, thank you for joining us.
It was my great pleasure. My great pleasure. Thank you.
I will always love you in a million ways, and all the things I'm feeling now will never change. Oh no, Darling, every time you know I have to go, I know what you're feeling and you're feeling low. You'll stand with two eyes streaming. Stop those tears, 'cause come tomorrow, though I'm far away, my letters will be coming home to you. And before you know it, kidsy, everything will change. You'll be in my arms again, and I will kiss your face a million times, that cheeky face that I've been missing too. I will always love you in a million ways. The things that I believe in I must do today. Don't cry, don't cry, with two eyes streaming. So come on and remember as you hold my hand, for everybody there's a time we make a stand. We do what we believe in. One day soon you'll see me walking down that road. I won't leave again. While I'm far away, think of me each day. One day soon you'll see me walking down that road, and there'll be peace again. While I'm far away, think of me and pray.
As part of this year's National Lottery Open Week, we're being encouraged to go outside and go to different places. Don't just sit in front of the telly or doom scroll on your phone. Go and enjoy the real world. To tell us more about how we can do that, I'm joined now by Sandeep Mahal, Interim Co-Executive Director of the RSC. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Jason. It's great to be here.
Well, good to talk to you. And the Royal Shakespeare Company are one of those organisations that actually benefits from national lottery funding. Good causes receive 30 million quid a week. You don't get all of that, even though you might deserve it. But it does mean, though, that there's some great events which are helped to be funded by the lottery.
That's right. I mean, this is a brilliant moment, National Lottery Open Week, because for those organisations like the Royal Shakespeare Company who have received funding from the National Lottery, it's a moment to say a big collective thank you to National Lottery players, because that investment from the National Lottery has made a massive difference. As you say, it's raised more than 30 million every week for good causes.
Now, with the work that you do, having access to the arts is so important. And, you know, in the Midlands, I mean, you're about 50 minutes away from us. So, we often head down to see shows, etc. I enjoy just a walk around Stratford, to be fair. It's a wonderful place to visit. And at the side of the river, the RSC just looks absolutely resplendent. And you're making so much great content accessible to people, whether it be through your physical presence or things that you also do online as well.
Absolutely. We have fantastic shows on in our theatre spaces, but also in communities. We have brilliant programs for children and young people, including Fast Encounters with Shakespeare. And for National Lottery Open Week, because this is a moment where we want to be saying a huge thank you, we want to encourage people to visit Stratford-upon-Avon and indulge in fun, unique activities. So the key attractions that we're offering are a free tour into our beautiful theatres. Your people will get a tour of the backstage of our costume workshop, where you'll see all the wonderful craft and skill that goes into making costumes, into making hats and armory, and the costume hire space, where people can view and even hire, should they want to, a range of costumes and accessories, from traditional theatre costume to contemporary items and everything in between. All players have to do is present a lottery ticket or a scratch card to receive their free tour, and they can book it through the usual channels, our box office, in person, or over the phone. But they must bring a valid lottery ticket or scratch card.
So book yourself in advance, turn up with your ticket or scratch card, and not only you with a chance, but I mean, don't bring a winning ticket, bring one which has not been quite so lucky, but the luck is there because you get to go and see behind the scenes of the RSC. And how does it work? Because I mean, the whole week itself runs from Saturday the 9th of March through to Sunday the 17th. Are there specific dates in there that people can come along for this?
Yeah, well, the tours are taking place every day that week at 3 o'clock during that open week. And there's more. I mean, there are many other fantastic venues taking part in Open Week across the West Midlands. So as well as the Royal Shakespeare Company, we have our beautiful National Trust site. So Moseley Old Hall, Upton House and Gardens. We've also got Think Tank at the Birmingham Science Museum, who are offering 50% off their ticket entry price, and Black Country Living Museum, that we absolutely love, are offering free entry as well. So do check it out. All the details are on the nationallotteryopenweek.com website.
And it is absolutely amazing, and so it provides good value, either free or discounted tickets to so many different events and things. And if the people are traveling further afield, I mean, the Eden Project down in Cornwall, that's got some great deals on there too. So we've got fantastic stuff around the West Midlands. We've got brilliant stuff across the UK, and all of this to celebrate all those good causes, as you say, which do receive that £30 million a week. And it's very much a huge supplier of the arts and history, isn't it? The way this funding comes through, and it does change people's lives. I mean, you guys are inspiring people every day of the week down there.
Oh, well, that's wonderful of you to say, Jason. You're absolutely right that the funding that we've received from National Lottery has made a huge difference, from restoring and redeveloping our world-class costume workshop to now being able to offer workshop tours, the costume workshop tours, on a more regular basis. That is funded by National Lottery. And critically, National Lottery Heritage Fund also funded and supported our costume apprentices. So it is helping us to support the next generation of makers to be able to come and develop skills and get employment.
All by just buying the occasional lottery ticket and making such a huge difference. And I know that it's been an interesting time for so many over the last few years with the situation we found ourselves in. And it makes this sort of thing even more important, doesn't it?
It really does, because I think that support really allows us to create access, not only to our venues for these beautiful tours that we're offering, but also to young people who are looking for to develop creative careers. So we're offering a pathway particularly for people who are from underrepresented backgrounds, who are not currently represented in the arts. So, people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, they will get training and support and mentoring, and of course experience, and a lot of that work has been funded by National Lottery. So a huge thank you to all of the players, because it really does make a difference. And also a huge thank you to the National Lottery ambassadors as well. We were really fortunate to have Bill Bailey and Scarlett Moffat visit the Royal Shakespeare Company, and what they've done, and hopefully people will see this video, they've recorded a short video of them exploring the RSC backstage areas and our iconic Swan Theatre, really channeling Shakespeare through their costumes, as well as their text, their speech, to bring this whole campaign of Open Week to life, and to really encourage people, the nation, to get out and try something new and fun.
Well, I'd say it's absolutely brilliant work that's been done. Amazing venues to visit. Saturday 9th through to Sunday the 17th of March. As you said, we can go along to various websites. If you just search for the National Lottery Week 2024 for Open Week, you'll be able to find all the details there. And of course, you say you can book through the RSC website for your backstage tours?
Yes, through the box office or over the phone.
So get online, get involved there, grab your scratch card or your lottery ticket, take it along with you, and that will grant you that free entry on your booked event down there at the RSC. Well, have a great time with all the extra visitors that are coming down there as part of that. Keep up the good work, and look forward to maybe catching up with you in the not too distant future about some of the events you've got coming along.
Thank you so much.
Sandeep Mahal, thanks for joining us. With the Olympics on the way this year over in Paris, the pool is going to be where many people are looking, but we can also get involved too. A bit of a swimathon for charity might be a good way of doing it. To tell us more, I'm joined now by Duncan Goodhew. Hello, sir.
Hi, Jason. It's great to be with you.
Well, good to talk to you. And I'm not trying to make you feel old, but since a kid, you were one of those heroes in the world of sport that we all followed and enjoyed seeing doing their thing. And you just haven't stopped, have you, basically?
Well, I mean, I love my sport, and it's given me so much, way beyond going to swim a gold medal. It's given me a really full life, and I've been passionate about trying to encourage people to enjoy the benefits of the water.
Yeah, and whether you're learning a new skill in the pool or whether it's just something that you've always done, swimming is such a great way of keeping fit, and with a swimathon, a great way of raising funds for charity too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've done a little study, and it's shown that people really understand that swimming is the best form of physical activity for you. It's really great on well-being. So mental health it really hits the boxes on that. What came through, which was stunning, is 79% of people said that when they swam, they felt happier. Mm-hmm. So that was a really, really important thing. And it's something that I've always known, so it's really exciting. And Swimathon, when it was first kind of brought in, was about trying to get more people swimming during the winter months. So, getting people involved, engaged, keeping the pools full, so they wouldn't close. And the side product of that was fundraising, and a huge sum of money has been raised. Our swimmers have done something incredible. They've raised over £52 million for charity. So it's our chance to get all the benefits of swimming. And the reason to get out of bed early in the morning, or on a Friday afternoon when it's raining, get down to the pool and do some training. I know it makes a difference every year to me. I swim more regularly when I know Swimathon's coming up, and at the end of the day, you'll get a real great feeling of achieving something, and helping Marie Curie and Cancer Research UK. They're the two charities. They're the top charities. Marie Curie and End of Life Care, and Cancer Research UK is the world leading research onto cancer. So, it's a charity that, I'm sure is helping people or will do shortly, unfortunately. But that's what Swimathon's all about, and it's open to any age, any ability. So it's really inclusive.
And the great thing about swimming, of course, it's a very low impact but strenuous exercise at the same time. You're not pounding your knees into the ground. You're actually gliding through water, but it is about the force you use to get there.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's kind of where jogging meets yoga kind of thing. It's got all the health benefits of jogging without the wearing of the joints and everything like that, and it's got all of the zen and the ethereal and the wonder of yoga. Because you just think of the water. On holidays, where do? We lie by the pool, lie by the sea, and look at the water. It is magnetic. It's magic to us. We're really an aquatic ape.
As a species, we do love our time by the water, and say the time in the pool and around the pool works well. But for the Swimathon itself, it takes place from the 26th through the 28th of April. Now that's over 400 pools across the UK. So what do people do to actually get involved?
All they have to do is go to the website, which is swimathon.org. All of the information's on there. So first of all, you'll be asked if you want to do an individual event. So there's the challenges between 400 meters going up to 30.9 kilometers.
Okay, it's a fair old trek.
Scares me even thinking about it. So there's a huge range of different challenges. The second bit of it is whether or not you want to do those challenges as a team or an individual. So you can go do it as a family. Once little Daniel swam one length, he was about 6. And his parents swam 199 lengths, being cheered on every length by Daniel. So, we've had octogenarian teams, all sorts of mix of people take part. If you are nervous and a bit concerned about kind of events where you have to turn up and there are other people watching and everything like that, then there's something called My Swimathon, which, again, you'll be directed to. And you can pick anywhere in the world, any time you like between the end of April and beginning of May, to swim whatever challenge you want. So no excuses. It's open to everyone, because that's the sport. It is open to everybody.
Yeah, so the My Swimathon, I think it's 19th of April through to the 5th of May. Select what you want to do there. And say all that's online, swimathon.org/venues, and you can find out all the details. But I mean, what are you doing this year? What's your challenge? It's not set to 39 kilometers, is it?
No, every year I tend to do the 5,000 meters, which is 200 lengths of your local swimming pool. For me, believe it or not, that's a long way, because as Graham Norton once said to me, you're a taps and back man, aren't you? Because I'm 2 lengths, my event was 2 lengths. So I have to train for it. And every year it gets me off the couch, as I was saying, and it works for me just like it works for everybody else.
Well, yeah, enjoy the swimming, enjoy the event, and be raising funds for 2 great courses, Cancer Research UK and Marie Curie, doing amazing work throughout the whole country. I know the work touches the hearts of many in the Midlands, so there'll be people signing up to support them here, that's for definite. And with the challenges on the way, and the fact that you feel you've achieved something at the end of it, for you as well as for the charity.
Absolutely. Life is about getting out there and doing things, and in a sense, the more you give, the more you get. As you go, and if you help and engage with things like this, you feel good about yourself, and you actually get people to feel good about themselves, because if you're asking people to donate to a great cause, they think about it, they give, they get the kind of joy of supporting you. So it helps in so many different ways.
Oh, yeah, you keep up the good work swimming for such a good cause, and being an ambassador. As this is so important that we do get the message across of the support for the charities, but also how great swimming can be. Swimathon.org was the main website, /enter-now for getting yourself signed up and become part of the event, which is going to be running, as we say, from the 26th through to the 28th of April, and a chance to show off in your swim shorts, however it works.
Well, I've got to say Zogs because they've been a supporter of Swimathon. But anything you want to do, just do it. And I promise you, you'll feel great by doing it. So get in there, plunge in, and make a difference.
Well, Duncan Goodhew, MBE, thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
That's it all for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 768 next week. I'll see you then. Bye for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.